This is the safest roller coaster in the world, but don't let the word safe fool you into thinking it's not thrilling. In China, there's an amusement park with a unique ride. Here, visitors race down a track in small cars, competing to be the first to reach the finish line, which is hundreds of meters away. But hold on, this roller coaster is different. The track is straight. It doesn't go as fast as a typical roller coaster, and the rails are just a few inches off the ground. Sounds pretty safe, right? But don't be mistaken, even though it looks simple, the thrill this roller coaster offers is still incredible. Here, we see a guy and his brother taking on this ride. They speed down the track, full of excitement, until they finally cross the finish line. When this guy was a kid, he was really poor, and his parents couldn't afford to buy him toys, so he had to rely on his creativity from a young age. Armed with just some cardboard, this guy created all the things his parents couldn't buy him. From Gundam jet armor and helmets to Kamen Rider Fai's weapons. Everything was made from cardboard and was spot on, just like the real thing. His skills and imagination showed that material limitations can't stop creative magic. He even wore a cardboard cyborg helmet and disguised himself as a female cyborg, and no one could tell it was actually a guy underneath. Lack of materials isn't a barrier to creativity. Who would have thought that old cardboard could be a gateway to an incredible world of imagination? Unfortunately, this video only got 2 likes. This street cleaner never imagined his life would change in an instant. While he was feeling down about his situation, a wealthy man in a Rolls-Royce tossed a plastic bag in front of him. He picked up the bag and inspected it. The rich man, watching from his rearview mirror, got out of his car and approached the street cleaner. What happened next? The wealthy man took back the plastic bag he had thrown and exchanged it for a shoebox. Inside was a pair of $2,000 shoes, something the street cleaner never imagined he could own. The rich man waved goodbye before driving away. Like and subscribe to Spread the Kindness. This primate that moves like a kangaroo lives on Madagascar Island. It has a movement style that's pretty unusual in the mammal world. While most primates move on the ground, walking on 2 or 4 legs. This one jumps around like a kangaroo. This is Coquerel's sifaka. This lemur from the Propithecus genus is known for its amazing vertical jumps from tree to tree. With its white fur and tail almost as long as its body, Coquerel's sifaka is also famous for its morning sunbathing routine. This unusual bed from China has gone viral and is gaining popularity. When we go to sleep, we usually want a good night's rest, but this bed does the opposite. It bounces. People are calling it the bouncing bed. It was actually designed for office workers to help them wake up on time. As soon as the alarm goes off, the bed gives you a push, making sure you don't oversleep. Plus, this bed might also be fun for married couples. You know what I mean. Like this video, you know what to do. One small mistake can be deadly for a sea courier. When you're working as a sea mail courier, it's crucial to stay sharp because even a tiny mistake can be fatal. Hustle to the mailbox and make sure you get back to the ship before it sets sail. Remember, the ship keeps moving and won't stop or slow down. If you miss your chance to get back, you risk falling into the ocean and might have to wait hours for the next ship to come by. That's why sea mail couriers have to stick to a strict schedule to make sure they get back on board and finish their next task. This video needs your like, but it's okay if you don't want to. Look at this guy's chin. Turns out it's totally fake. People in China use makeup so thick it completely changes their appearance. But here's the shocking part. The transformation is so extreme that you'd never guess what they really look like. Want to know the secret? Watch what happens when they wipe off their makeup. You won't believe the difference. So remember, don't be easily fooled by appearances in China. Their real face only shows up when the makeup comes off. Don't be too quick to trust what you see. And oddly enough, only one person liked this video. How many seconds does it take to be ready to put out a fire? A firefighter quickly runs to the fire truck. First, he grabs 2 large diameter hoses from the truck. Watch how fast he connects the first and second hoses. Then, the hose connection is attached to the truck's intake pump. This big hose is pulled with special strength and technique, avoiding twists and kinks. The double lock is secured perfectly. No water pressure can leak. Next, the hydrant coupling is quickly twisted on, and the hose is attached to the hydrant outlet. All done in 22 seconds, but the video only got 2 likes. This pretty girl just got a fan, feeling hot on the train. She turned it on and was amazed at how strong it was. She offered the guy next to her a chance to try it. And he was surprised by the fan's power too. An old man, curious, tried it, but his hair got blown away somewhere. He was confused and tried to find his hair, which made everyone laugh. Even though it was so funny, the woman was upset that the video only got 4 likes. This lucky girl has the best boyfriend ever. On her 18th birthday, they had dinner at an ordinary, non-fancy restaurant. Even though it wasn't extravagant, her boyfriend had a special surprise that made her incredibly happy. He distracted her for a moment, then quietly placed a $5,000 engagement ring on the table. When she turned back and saw the ring, she was extremely happy. But even though everything was so special, she was upset that the video only got 2 likes. Squeeze tight in parallel parking, but this taxi glides out smoothly. How? Watch this taxi driver in action. Using just his fist, he accurately gauges the distance between the cars in front and behind. After sizing it up, he gets back in, starts the engine, shifts into gear, pulls the handbrake, and with incredible precision, he turns the wheel, steps on the gas, and effortlessly slips out of the super tight parking spot. But unfortunately, the taxi driver was upset because the video only got 2 likes and 1 subscriber. This is the most advanced humanoid robot factory in the world, and it's in China. This factory is cranking out dozens of humanoid robots. The robots are lined up, all set to be programmed and brought to life. Check it out, this robot in a suit is giving a speech. Last week, at the World Robot Conference 2024 in Beijing, China showed off some incredibly realistic humanoid robots that are hard to tell apart from real humans. They can talk, express themselves, and interact naturally, making many people wonder if they're really robots, or just people in cosplay mimicking robot moves. Despite the doubts, China's advancements in robotics and AI showed they might be ahead of the US. What do you think? Who's leading in tech, the US or China? Tired of the same old study routine at home, 2 students in China decided to get creative. They made a mobile study desk. They turned their regular desks into ones that can move around. That morning, they headed to school with excitement. On the way, they got thirsty, so they stopped by a drink stand. While enjoying their cold drinks, they kept studying. Lessons continued in a whole new way. Studying on the go? Why not? But unfortunately, this video only got 2 likes. You won't believe how Indians make their oil. In this village in India, 2 guys are using a super old school method that's been passed down for hundreds of years to squeeze out cooking oil. They dump a bunch of peanuts into a big stone grinder, then bring in these cows that look pretty strange, like a mix of cow and sheep with long legs. The cows start pulling the grinder like crazy. It's a totally different process from what we're used to. The peanuts get squished by a big stick in the middle, and the peanut oil starts dripping out. You've got to hand it to people around the world for their smarts. The guys collect the dripping oil into a metal bucket, and it's good to go. What do you think of this old school method? Here in Ireland, you'll see people busy in the fields with shovels, digging into the ground. At first glance, it might look like regular farming, but they're actually mining one of Ireland's oldest energy sources, peat, also known as Irish turf. This isn't just any fuel. It's formed from plants that have grown in bogs and wetlands, decaying over thousands, even tens of thousands of years, slowly turning into a highly valuable natural fuel. Ireland's unique climate makes it rich in carbon, which has made peat a go-to energy source for centuries. Harvesting peat involves traditional skills that have been passed down through generations. First, the workers cut the peat from the ground with special tools. These pieces of peat are usually dark brown with a distinctive damp texture. After cutting, the peat is neatly stacked in the fields to dry. The drying process is key. Peat needs to be completely dried by the sun and wind to become an efficient and ready-to-use fuel. Have you ever seen a beach with black sand like this? Usually, we see beaches with white or yellow sand, so a black sand beach is a pretty rare sight. Actually, this black sand is the result of volcanic activity. When a volcano erupts, the hot magma flows into the seawater and instantly solidifies into various shapes and sizes of lava chunks. These black chunks are then broken down by the ocean waves into fine sand particles, eventually forming this unique black sand beach. The black sand grains are rich in magnetic minerals, so if you sprinkle them over a phone with a magnet, the sand will stick right away. It's a stark contrast to the usual beach sand we're used to seeing. From above, the view of black sand mixing with the white waves creates a captivating and mysterious, almost eerie scene. Forget plastic. Here's a steel Beyblade ready for intense battles in the arena. The player uses a grinder as a launcher, spinning the red Beyblade with full power. This Beyblade spins at an insanely high speed. A second Beyblade, a blue one, is launched from the launcher, clashing with the red Beyblade and creating sparks. Then, a third Beyblade is launched, joining the battle in the arena. 3 Beyblades collide. The impact between them creates stunning green sparks. And there it is, the Beyblade that stands strong till the end, claiming victory.